The problem with capitalism is that in long run it doesn't work out even for capitalists. The problem with privatizing everything is that in long run it doesn't even work out for, if there are so many people who are unemployed, it's not like they're going to just sit unemployed. It's not like if you unemploy, privatize education, you privatize the basic, you privatize the buses. It's not like you keep paying people less and people will continue with that. It's not like you keep building cities for profit. Look at Gurgaon. The best, if like someone has never seen Gurgaon, this is the best explanation of Gurgaon I can give. Gurgaon is if Bitcoin was cities. That is what Gurgaon is. It means you can only buy property in Gurgaon and you can sell property in Gurgaon. You will never be able to live there, live a happy life in Gurgaon. You will never be able to live a wholesome life in Gurgaon. You will have to sit in a car and go to a mall. So it's almost like this. The city is not meant for living, but for transactions. Just like Bitcoin, it's not supposed to be held. It's virtual. The way the city functions is virtual. Like there are so many houses, units in Gurgaon, which are just lying vacant, and yet there is a huge problem of homelessness in Gurgaon. So why is there this
mismatch? Homelessness is not from having extra property. Homelessness is because people don't have money to buy that property. That's what's happening.
The biggest reason for homelessness in Gurgaon is, guess what? So the indigenous people of Gurgaon are not homeless because they still live in the villages. And do you know how bad the situation for immigrant labor is? That they cannot make the money out of doing the jobs that they do in Gurgaon. So you know what they do? They employ donkeys. The most high-tech city of India, the cyberspace city of India, the millennial city of India is built by donkeys. Also the actual animals and also the people who head all these construction companies. And they work these donkeys to death. They just keep making these donkeys work till these donkeys die. They can't afford to feed these donkeys. So they raise these donkeys.
They can't afford the labor. They get animal labor because they can't afford human labor. They can't house the human labor.
Once the builders realize that it is just animal, you don't need to pay for the animal, they also stop feeding the animal. So there used to be this Aswin project in Gurgaon. I don't know if it's still there, but it was run by two very old British people who just settled in India. Aswin project, I think.
Aswin
project, and they used to run this dharamshala for donkeys. It's a nice name, right?
That's an interesting name for sure.
Hey, do you have an ass which is a loser? Are you a loser ass? Get yourself the Aswin.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm being childish about this.
No. This is a show where we go there. So it's okay to be childish about it. I think that NGO is still working. If the people who are watching it want to donate to that NGO, which it basically brings in the donkeys which are abandoned or which are underfed or which are sick, working at the construction companies, and they treat them, they give them food, they give them treatment and all. That is what they do.
Holy shit. This is a real...
Yeah, real
charity
thing.
You're talking about.
Yeah, real charity. So if people want to donate to it, please do. So, I mean, this is the situation. I think it's called Aswin. I'm not sure, but I think...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the name of the charity. And so ultimately what happens is now in Gurgaon, no one can sell property. Because the property is of the price that no one can buy it at. Because what they did was, they kept selling it only for transaction. But there is an upper limit to transaction. Matlab, I have a bottle of water, I give you the bottle of water, and then you ask me, Shitish, tujhe pyas lagi hai, ye le bottle of water so I sell it to you at 5 rupees. I buy it back at 6 rupees, then I sell it to you at 7 rupees, then I buy it back at 8 rupees. But then there is an upper limit. We both have 10 rupees and we don't have more than that. So at this point, I cannot sell it and you cannot buy it. Now we both are desperate and we both are thirsty. And that is what happened to the property. I think I gave a very bad analogy. That is the second tagline of this show. The show in which we give bad analogies. the show for winner asses, asswens, and asswipes. The official show of asswipes.
Put up a link for Asswin. I want to donate to this cause.
Sure.
Because that's just so sad.
So ultimately, the point is that it stops working even for the people who invest in it, even for the people who participate in this capitalist system, even for the people who try to run. Do you know all of the companies, or I'll say most of the major companies which built Gurgaon are now defunct, or they have been sold, or they have been broken into smaller pieces and are now owned by different people. That's what happened with them.
No, yeah, major construction companies have gotten fucked now.
Because the system did not work for them either.
That's great. At least everybody's suffering together.
Yeah.
Maybe not everybody, but